the Adocalypse, the impending doom on twitch.tv. If you've been following for the past couple of months, there has been a bunch of communities that have been actively trying to get some news coverage and some momentum surrounding this platform that we're on. There is a deliberate effort to go to basically every single advertiser that advertises on Twitch and tell them like, oh, this platform is anti-Semitic. Look at these articles that were written about how anti-Semitic this platform is. Please, reconsider advertising on this platform. They've been doing this for quite a while to limited success. This is also alongside the initiatives to go to ADL directly to try to get the ADL to add new restrictions on what you can and can't say on this platform, including but not limited to content classification labels that were implemented. I use them right now. That's why it says sensitive content when I talk. And also the new additional qualifications for hate speech, including but not limited to saying Zionist. It's a clear-cut caving into capitulation to outside organizations, but it is what it is. I'd love for you to talk to Pirate Software about this. He's been getting fooled by Lacey misgive clips. Yeah. What's interesting about it is that there were some content creators, including but not limited to the stock guy, like FaZe Lacey, FaZe Ronaldo, the stock guy, and numerous other content creators who had said that they were noticing like a severe revenue loss, right? I think Moon had said something about it as well. And some of these guys were basically memeing, like they were just meta chasing, which is what happens. And then there was also very real, there were very real instances of people losing all of their advertising revenue, like Hasan, who's also another FaZe member. Hasan is Iranian. I had a conversation with him directly, if you remember. And he had Iranian as a tag for the longest time because he's Iranian and he wants Iranian people to come and watch him. Basically, Twitch just removed all of their advertising revenue and didn't serve any ads on his page, specifically because it had Iran as a tag. Same with Venezuela, which I think is really, it's really fucked up overall. But the point is, all of this is happening because Twitch is caving to outside pressure coming from, these organizations like the ADL and hoping that like advertisers don't just like run away from the platform because these guys are pretty aggressively pursuing that. And everything is coming from like an incredibly cynical place. Obviously, these are like kick streamers that are conducting this mass brigading campaign. Ironically enough, and as I say this as someone who is quote unquote woke, right? Who has been on every platform from Facebook to YouTube to Instagram to TikTok to Twitch, that Twitch, of course, has the most restrictive terms of service out of all of these other websites. They do a fantastic job with that, which is why it's ironic that these other platforms where there's no real rigorous application of terms of service can turn around and be like, these guys are actually the real anti-Semites. I promise, don't look at us, look at them. And pull your ads. So it's a weird, it's a weird situation overall, but I think a lot of people were a little confused. And originally the stock guy had said that he had seen a severe loss of revenue and he didn't understand what was going on. But it turns out the severe loss of revenue came from the fact that he had an election tag from his stream because he was covering the election.
I went to my tag and my tags were my normal tags, but I had a tag that said election because I had covered the markets react to the election, not politics, not personal politics, not policy, just the markets react. And so Friday before stream, I decided to take that tag off. I took off veteran as well, just in case. And guess what? It came back.
Yeah.
So there's not a fucking adpocalypse. I never said there was an adpocalypse. I said that I'm being affected by other people's shit. And so what did I do? I took off the election tag and guess what happened? My money came back. So sorry, drama frogs who were like, this is an adpocalypse. No, it's not. No, it's not. It is a advertising thing that is happening with a specific subset on the platform. And I took it off and guess what? I'm back.
It's basically people just like trying to navigate this space to the best of their ability when anything that is like even remotely political, remotely considered political is now automatically, it seems, qualifying you as like a political content creator. And if you are in that political content creator category, it seems like they still haven't, because it's a new category, they automatically don't have ads on that category. They will eventually have ads on that category as well. But because it's a new category, they haven't started serving ads to that category. But right now, as it stands, there's no ads if you are doing political commentary. Now, this doesn't bother me at all because knowing that this was always an inevitable possibility, I have always worked on ensuring that I have that my primary revenue source is subscribers, you guys. I don't work with advertisers that I don't feel like I want to work with. I don't work with advertisers usually anyway. And this is, a part of that. I'm a firm believer that the political tag should not be monetized by ads because this channel could be ad free. Yeah. Overall, I think it's really, it's really frustrating in general, but this is part of the reason why for years and years I have maintained the position that it's like a much better way to have editorial control and have more freedom with what you can and can't say if you are to work with a base of subscribers rather than rely on running ads. It's very frustrating though for smaller content creators who are up and coming, who are in this space, who want to generate income for themselves or have been relying on the income for themselves. I think it's like it's really messed up that those guys end up getting fucked over by this process. As is the case with everything else, like this only harms smaller content creators, but of course, seemingly no one gives a shit about them. And it's very, very, very frustrating. But overall, advertisers don't really look at anything super seriously. They don't want any sort of motion. Like they're not going to assess the situation and be like, is this cynical or is this serious? They're not going to do that, right? This doesn't mean there isn't a concerted brigade effort cynically mass spamming emails to advertisers urging them to pull ads. There very clearly is one. Ironically enough, it's being led by Kick streamers who happen to have a contract with Kick. Very interesting predicament. That is the case here. That's what's going on here. But so far there hasn't been any real evidence as to this being like a mass adpocalypse. But I mean, look, I know how advertisers work, right? I'm familiar with how advertisers work. I worked in advertising. I know that when they hear any sort of drama or any sort of controversy, they're going to be like, oh, I don't want my fucking brand associated with that. I don't even give a shit what it is, right? Nobody, until it's like Black Lives Matter protests happening all around the nation, you're never going to see a marketing campaign that, puts politics in the forefront, okay? So for that reason, I think the CCL designation isn't necessarily bad. Like the new content classification label for politics is not bad because I think it partitions off political commentary in a separate space on this platform. I think it's bad in the interim period, and it's bad because, like, of course, when they apply something like this, randomly people catch strays like Hasan and like some others. But overall, making sure that this kind of content still exists as long as it does not violate clear-cut, hate speech boundaries. This kind of content existing in a separate category that is sheltered from the rest of the advertising that's running on the platform is a good thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing at all because I don't want content creators on this platform to like lose out on revenue opportunities for themselves, right? I don't. I want them to keep making money and make a career out of this sort of thing. And I think it's ridiculous that like there are people who are championing this cause. As far as I know, as far as I understand, so far there is no real adpocalypse.